which of the following is an example of oral teaching learning resource? So children, again, it's a very, very important and very easy question. Basic questions which are expected to be scoring questions, that we like to call. So again, you can use the elimination technique. Magazine cannot be a oral teaching learning resource. Old tickets also cannot be a oral teaching learning resource. According to me, we have museums and riddles because okay, so museums also often have, their visual tours or their audio books. That is why they can be a oral teaching learning resource, but we cannot forget that museum is also, something which has to be explored and experienced. So it might fit into oral teaching learning resource. So I would like to go with riddles as my answer. So yeah, the answer is riddles. Okay, riddles are an example of oral teaching learning resource. Okay, now who is the queen of Ashoka mentioned in the Queen's Edict? The answer is Karuvaki. Okay, another very, very important question. Such questions are very common in competitive exams. Now, given below are two statements. Just one is labeled as assertion and the other is labeled as reason. Okay, now I'll tell you how to attempt such questions. Now, assertion is basically a statement. Okay, assertion has a statement. Assertion is basically a statement, and reason is a reason or a reasoning provided to prove that statement or to justify that statement. Okay. Now, in this case, if you actually look, let me read the statement or the assertion. Now, gender constitutes an important dimension of public policy making in contemporary India. Now, the reason given to justify the statement is the approval of 73rd Amendment Act in 1992, stipulating 33% reservation of women in panchayat, was an important step in this regard. Okay. Now, the statement that has been given to us is that gender constitutes an important dimension of public policy making. But the reasoning given to us is approval of 73rd Amendment Act. Now, it somehow talks about, how gender constitutes an important dimension of public policy making. But if you actually think about it, it does not fully justify the statement. And after, like, sometime you would also think that the problem of or the inclusion of third gender is not mentioned over here. So that is how you have to see that whether or not your reasoning aligns with your statement or not. So I feel the answer to this is 2. Both A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So in this case, both of them are true, but it is not the correct explanation of it. Now, Pandit Birju Maharaj was a Kathak dancer, sitar player, tabla player, and Odissi dancer. So he was a Kathak dancer. The technique used for resolving proteins based on their net charge under pH gradient is called, now we have a lot of options over here: electrophoresis, size exclusion chromatography, isoelectric focusing, and electroporation. The answer is isoelectric focusing. Then India will receive cheetahs from Dash under the cheetah relocation plan. The answer is Namibia. Now, which of the following national parks has a community forest resources rights granted to its tribal people? Now, Kanha National Park, Madhav National Park, Kangar Ghati National Park, and Ghana National Park. The answer is Kangar Ghati National Park. Then moving on, Thomas Cup is a competitive tournament of which of the following sports? The answer is badminton. So if you are a regular follower of sports or something, you must have read that often Thomas Cup happens, and it is held for badminton. Which of the following technique is used to detect the proteins? Southern blotting, northern blotting, eastern blotting, and western blotting. The answer is western blotting.